Sonic the Hedgehog 2 isn't just a movie, it's a video game movie. And if you follow my channel, you'll know that video games are things I'm rather fond of. Even if I don't usually review movies, I think I'm somewhat qualified to give my opinions on Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in this spoiler-free review. So, what do I think of this movie? Well, first off, the story is a lot of fun and well-paced. They spend enough time on each story bit without it feeling dragged out or rushed. The story itself takes inspiration from plot lines from some of the original source material games, but it doesn't strictly follow them. It has a well-balanced swing between moments of hope and despair for the heroes of the movie after a great build-up of character background and foreshadowing in the initial scenes. There were plenty of very tense moments too, which kept me on the edge of my seat, as well as some incredibly hype moments, which I won't spoil, but yeah, they were awesome. This created an incredibly engaging story which I enjoyed thoroughly and was sad when I realized it was beginning to wind down towards the conclusion. There was also a wealth of jokes and references scattered throughout the movie. The comedic moments were plentiful and aimed at not only the younger target audience, but there was also a good amount aimed at an older audience. All of which landed well, managing to get a few good laughs out of myself and others in the cinema. There were also a lot of moments in the movie which weren't meant to be funny, they were meant to be quite serious, but they had me and my friends, who have a slightly more broken sense of humour, splitting our sides laughing in an otherwise silent cinema. The movie is oozing with references from the source material too, in the visuals and a few of the sound effects and soundtracks. There's so many that if you've played most Sonic games in the series, you will be spotting them left, right and centre. But even if you haven't and you've only played one or two of the games, there's still plenty of references for you to spot too. Whilst we're on the topic of references, I'd like to quickly comment on the movie's soundtrack. The music was fine. There wasn't really anything too memorable, which is my main criticism of the movie. There was plenty of music from talented artists, but I kind of wish they tried to pack in some more inspiration from the source material here. Because a lot of the Sonic the Hedgehog OSTs from the original games are fantastic. Does it detract from the overall movie experience? No. Because the music that's here works well at underscoring each scene, but I just can't help but feel there was a little bit of untapped potential here. Visuals in the movie were pretty great too. But I'd be lying if I said they didn't waver a little in terms of consistency of quality in some places. Most scenes look absolutely stunning. The colours of the characters pop and the things they're doing are very well animated, even when they are edited into scenes that are filmed in real life with humans walking around. There was one scene as well where a backstory is being told and they use this very stylistic cartoon to tell it. It had such a unique visual style that looked really jagged, colourful and old at the same time. I wish they'd used this a few more times in the movie as it was especially stunning. There were a few moments, however, where a human character, usually Robotnik, is being superimposed into a scene which is predominantly CGI, and it does look a little too much like he's been quite obviously green screened into the scene. These moments are few and far between, but they are noticeable enough to remove a slight element of immersion for the film. As well as my main visual and musical critiques of the film, there are also some very minor issues here and there. Like real-life laws of physics of momentum being ignored for terrestrial objects, and there being a few relatively minor to large plot holes in the movie. Usually these plot holes involve something like a character not just thinking to use their powers to escape a situation. For example, there's a moment where Sonic and Tails easily could have run away and escaped something in time, but for some reason they just didn't react, despite not being distracted. And there was also a moment where they are driving a car to escape someone, even though they were both uninjured and capable of outrunning them on foot, but apparently they just forgot about their already very established superpowers for the sake of a lazily written plot device. These plot holes are indeed issues with the movie, but they're here for the sake of moving on the very engaging and enjoyable plot in a way which I, personally, can't think how they could have manufactured otherwise. So, do these minor issues reduce any of my enjoyment for the movie? Absolutely not. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a movie which I found thoroughly enjoyable. There was not one dull moment. It constantly keeps you interested with references, well-made comedic scenes, and a well-crafted plot. Its 2-hour runtime felt like an enjoyable dash through memory lane, as well as being genuinely very funny in places as it takes you through its very solid plot, which ends with a banger of a climax. Not only is it an awesome video game movie, potentially the best of the bunch yet, it is also, quite simply, a really great movie. A movie which I will gladly rewatch for many times to come.